When you talk about boxing legends, Manny Pacquiao's name is always near the top of the list. A lot of fans, including myself, absolutely love him. I've always respected the way he fights. He's one of the few fighters who earned every bit of respect through his grit and determination. Even after facing setbacks in his career, including knockout losses early on, he came back stronger than ever. This is a fighter who's already done it all. But the question remains, can Manny still do it at 46? It's a tough one, but his legacy, his heart, and his willpower make me think that he still has a chance. Oscar de la Hoya, another icon in the boxing world, has shown nothing but love for Pacquiao's return. He's not one to shy away from sharing his admiration for the Filipino legend. De la Hoya believes Pacquiao still has what it takes to compete at a high level, and he isn't just blowing smoke. According to him, it's Pacquiao's heart and experience that still make him a dangerous opponent, no matter how much younger his competition might be. Can Manny still do it? De la Hoya asks, to which he quickly answers, absolutely. There's no doubt in his mind that Pacquiao can come back and put on a great performance, but we all know it's not going to be easy. Pacquiao's comeback won't be a walk in the park, but the passion and skill he brings to the ring is something truly special. Roy Jones Jr. also weighs in on Pacquiao's return. As a fighter who has seen and done it all, Jones holds Pacquiao in the highest regard. He's not just impressed by what Pacquiao has accomplished, but by the way Manny always faced the toughest challenges. For Jones, Pacquiao's return isn't just about boxing. It's about seeing a legend fight again, and this time, it's a chance to reignite that brilliance one last time. Jones highlights that some legends don't fade easily, even when they're older, and that's what makes Pacquiao's return so exciting. Some legends still have something left to give, Jones says. He believes Pacquiao has a real shot, despite the odds. It's that sort of emotional support that fans love to hear, because it reminds us that boxing isn't just about the belts. Sometimes, it's about the heart and the spirit of the fighter. But not everyone shares the same optimism. Eddie Hearn, a well-respected promoter, takes a more cautious approach. He understands the temptation to see a legend like Pacquiao back in action, but he's also aware of the risks. You can't just go by nostalgia, Hearn warns. While he respects Pacquiao's achievements and acknowledges that the Filipino fighter still has tons of experience, he's also realistic about what time away from the ring can do. Age is one thing, but inactivity is another. Reflexes dull, conditioning fades, and facing younger, more active fighters like Barrios brings a whole new level of difficulty. While Hearn believes Pacquiao might still outclass many top fighters, he cautions against expecting Pacquiao to perform like he did in his prime. It's a tough pill to swallow, but Hearn's advice is to celebrate Pacquiao's legacy without holding on to unrealistic expectations. The questions around Pacquiao's return grow even more interesting as Ricky Hatton weighs in on the matter. Hatton sees Pacquiao's return as part of a broader trend where aging legends are allowed to continue fighting long past their prime. He isn't shy about the fact that he thinks this might not be the best decision for the sport. Having gone through his own battles in the ring, Hatton knows just how difficult it is for fighters to walk away. He doesn't question Pacquiao's skill, but he does wonder whether he should be fighting at this level at 46. What's the point? Hatton asks. Pacquiao's already done everything in the sport. He's earned his place in history. Hatton brings up the fact that Mike Tyson's return at the age of 58 was controversial for the same reasons. Fighters sometimes push themselves past their limits for financial reasons. Pacquiao's return for the WBC welterweight title raises the same concerns. After all, how can someone who's been retired for years come back and immediately fight for a title? In Hatton's mind, it doesn't quite add up. Ben Shalom, another promoter, also shares his concerns, especially when it comes to the physical well-being of fighters. Shalom acknowledges that Pacquiao's name guarantees attention, but he worries about the toll it could take on the fighter's body. It's all about business, Shalom says. We can't ignore the reality that these fighters are putting their health on the line. Shalom isn't the only one who feels this way. Many in the boxing world are concerned that fighters are being pushed into these comebacks for the sake of entertainment and money, rather than focusing on what's best for their health. Pacquiao's legacy is unmatched, but at 46, can his body still hold up against the younger, faster Barrios? Only time will tell, but the risks are real. Despite the skepticism, there's a certain romanticism to the idea of Pacquiao returning for one last fight. Fans can't help but feel the pull of nostalgia, hoping that this comeback will somehow add to his already legendary career. Ryan Campbell, who follows the sport closely, points out that Pacquiao's return mirrors some of the most iconic comebacks in boxing history, like George Foreman's stunning victory at the age of 45. Campbell believes that boxing has a history of defying expectations, and sometimes the old champions can still produce magic, even when they're past their prime. Maybe it's unrealistic, Campbell says, but the reality is that legends sometimes find a way to defy the odds. We've seen it before, and it's not entirely out of the question that Pacquiao could do the same. Campbell leaves room for a surprise, and while he's not guaranteeing victory for Pacquiao, he's not ruling it out either. Greg Hackett, however, offers a much harsher perspective. He's not buying into the romantic idea of Pacquiao's comeback. For Hackett, this fight isn't about legacy, it's about business. Pacquiao's not the same fighter he was years ago, Hackett says bluntly. He's just a name now, and that name sells tickets. Hackett believes that while Pacquiao was a great fighter in his prime, that's not who we're seeing today. He's no longer the explosive, dynamic force he once was, and Hackett doesn't think he'll be able to compete with a young fighter like Barrios. In Hackett's eyes, this fight is more about generating a payday than anything else. The reality is, Pacquiao might sell tickets, but will he actually put on a show? The question remains open. As the fight nears, many are still wondering, is this a good idea? Or are we risking Pacquiao's legacy for a quick payday? The fans are divided, with some excited to see Pacquiao back in the ring, while others are concerned about his health and whether he should be fighting at all. Mario Barrios, while respectful of Pacquiao's legacy, knows this is his chance to prove himself against one of the greatest ever. He's coming into the fight with everything to gain, while Pacquiao is stepping into the ring with the weight of his legacy on his shoulders. With all the hype surrounding the fight, it's clear that there's more at play here than just boxing. This is a fight that transcends the sport itself. For Pacquiao, it's about closing out his career on his own terms. For Barrios, it's about proving that he's the future of the sport. Fans are split, but one thing is certain. This fight will be talked about for years to come. The road to this fight has been anything but predictable. And as the date of the showdown between Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios approaches, there's a sense of tension in the air. Pacquiao's return to the ring at 46 years old is not just a simple comeback, it's a statement. A statement that legends don't just fade away, even when time and age are pushing them into retirement. The questions that fans and experts alike are asking go beyond just the logistics of a boxing match. What does this comeback mean for Pacquiao personally? Is it about proving something to himself, or is it more about rekindling the fire that made him a household name across the globe? For Pacquiao, stepping into the ring once again means doing something he's always loved, fighting. But can he still fight at a championship level? That's the million-dollar question. On the other hand, there's Mario Barrios, who enters the ring as the younger, more active fighter, looking to take advantage of the opportunity to face a living legend. For Barrios, this fight is not just another title defense. It's a career-defining moment. He's up against one of the greatest to ever do it, and winning this fight would cement his place in boxing history. But Barrios knows that this is no ordinary fight. Pacquiao may be older, but his experience, his heart, and his history in the sport are things that no young fighter can easily overcome. Barrios may have the physical advantages, but Pacquiao brings with him a wealth of knowledge that comes from decades of facing some of the best in the world. This dynamic creates a fascinating narrative for the fight. Youth versus experience, strength versus skill, and the future of boxing colliding with its past. What makes this fight even more intriguing is the back and forth from both fans and boxing analysts. Some believe that Pacquiao's return is a mistake, while others are rallying behind him, seeing this as a chance for the legend to prove that age is just a number.